We're back. Memorial Day week. How's it going, man?
Going pretty good. Not a
Enjoy.
long enough weekend.
Yeah, 3 day weekend.
Yes.
Well, it makes a short week for work too.
It does. That's a nice part. No, but it was good. It was Jiu-Jitsu packed, actually.
Oh,
Toro
that's the
and
best
open
kind of weekend.
mats. Yeah. You said you worked this weekend?
Yeah, I had to work this weekend. I had to work Saturday and Sunday, but usually when I work like that, I actually take the Monday off. Just kind of work out, even though it rained. It would be nice if it was
Right, yeah.
like cookout weather,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been raining since then till today.
Oh, I know. This is like the longest stretch of rain I've seen in North Carolina.
Dude, it was 54 degrees and yesterday
Yeah.
and raining.
Downpouring. Oh my gosh.
Like, what the hell? It's
Yeah,
May.
we had employee appreciation this week at work, and they have like food trucks come and they set up tents and stuff. And it was just downpouring during that. So
Eating soggy hot dogs because of the rain.
feel
Is
really
this like
appreciated.
we went from a freaking a food truck to a hot dog eating contest, right? Soggy ass. Dude, you have to eat that food out there with an umbrella.
Yeah, right.
Man, but yeah, this is like the first weekend of the summer. There's usually a lot of people like, oh man, this is summer season. And like
Yep,
vacation time and traveling time.
yep.
There's a lot of kids out of school too. So like the first time college is already out of school. So this is the first holiday that they get a long weekend. Like that.
Yeah. Started off good though.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Memorial Day weekend. Are you went to the Mats Justice in Charlotte?
Yes, I did. I felt that one. You think
Justice came down on you like a hammer.
I did. I did. Came down hard. Usually get a few good rolls where it's like, I feel good about myself. Nah, it's just every roll, one after another. I just got dominated. So did a lot of learning, as they say.
You you either you win or you learn.
Yeah,
There's a lot of learning lessons there. The worst learning lessons is when you get caught in the same submission more than once.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
God,
At least that did. Yeah, true. At least that didn't happen.
not just one person, but several people do the same submission in you.
I clearly have a weakness.
Yeah, they'll have to work on that. Remember when we had a match against a Iowa? This is a big wrestling school. We had to wrestle them, and dude, they work their till. Like everybody's getting till, and my team's like, "Oh fuck, I ain't getting fucking till. Fuck that." As you realize, like that's the thing they're working on because different school they do like they have their stuff. That's the bread and butter. So they're like, "Oh, I fuck that. I'm going on the whatever way I gonna get pinned on that shit. Fuck that. I got tech fall, but I didn't get pinned. Fuck that. I get pinned in the fucking till." But yeah, like dude, that's embarrassing. Whenever you go to school and then like you see you with the same move.
Yeah.
You getting caught in it.
Yeah. Well, when one school exposes another school's like flaw.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
shit. These motherfuckers at my school ain't teaching me everything. They be lying to me. They only been teaching me how to shrimp the whole time.
You should see my shrimps.
Hold on, stand there. Hold on. Don't get on top of me. They just do it by myself.
Come at
Up
me
and
at a
down.
moderate pace.
Dude, dude, you should see my butt scoots. Even better.
No hands.
But yeah, are you wearing assless chaps? No, that's actually my gi bottom from scooting so much. That's what it looked like. Oh man, yeah, that's embarrassing. Whenever you go to school and you get embarrassed like that.
Yes.
That's my first role. It was like that, just getting triangle.
Right.
Yeah, just getting triangle the whole time. This motherfucker's going to triangle.
Your first roll in jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, like I never like I was like just wrestle I come fresh off wrestling. Decided just to try jiu-jitsu. I was getting strangled by everybody.
Good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. I was going against somebody this guy's a black belt on the Hermes Franca. He was just triangle, triangle, triangle. Ah, damn it. Boom. Yeah, man. It's a good weekend. You went to Toro Cup. It's a local.
Yep. Really good local tournament. It's a charity event. They just started doing it at a new venue, which is really really cool because they got a very big mat area. They got a downstairs section where you can watch close by, and there's a balcony section where you can watch. And they got lights and music. It's really really good. Really good production.
Kind of like a small coliseum.
Very small, yes.
I remember the old place. It was a big map, but there's no room for people like
That's the thing.
to
Nobody could
sit.
see. Yeah, yeah.
Only had like one row of chairs, and after that, you have some people sitting in front on the floor of those chairs or standing behind it, and
hmm
then like against the wall right
Yeah.
there.
Now they got like 3 rows around 3 edges of the mat, and then the upstairs. So there's plenty of seating, plenty of view. It's really nice.
Yeah, and they moved from Saturday to Sunday.
They did, and what later in the day, which I find a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, no, really, really good production, I will say.
Yeah, yeah, because you don't have to let as many events either on Sundays. Because as far as like grappling,
I wonder, yeah, I don't know, maybe that's what they're trying to combat a little bit.
hmm, I thought first it was because it was Memorial Day weekend. That's what it was. They were doing it on a Sunday. But I saw that the next one is going to be August 17th. That's going to be another Sunday as well.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I don't know what the reasoning is there. I don't know. It's a little hard, especially if you want to stay for the later matches, because it starts later
Hmm.
in the day. If you got to work the next day, it's going to be a little bit harder on you.
Yeah, because if you leave, for example, I live 2 hours away,
Right.
so they get done at 9. You have to drive.
Yep.
They get done to 11. I feel bad for the people who have to break everything down. That's at night.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, that's no lie.
Well, yeah, man, that's a good organization in Toro. They have a lot of matches, like super fights.
hmm
What's the name of that one? They do tag team matches.
I heard the name of it this weekend, and I don't remember what it is.
Those are the G. It's in Fayetteville. They have a pit. They do tag team matches. They
Tiny
do,
Pit.
yeah, they do armor matches. Two like a night armor
I heard that. Yeah.
in their aim. They do, but I think they do tag matches, but they do like kind of like a quintet version, tagging
Okay.
in
Yeah.
in the pit.
I mean, it looked it looked like pure chaos, which I mean, kind of is fun. I don't know. It really is interesting to see all the new ideas that are coming out for jiu-jitsu competition these days. That I mean that to me that's a unique one, but it's got a lot of potential in my opinion. You know, tag in,
Yeah,
tag out, really really small ring, so it's going to be action packed. People are going to like watching it. Yeah.
yeah. Do you was McCaffrey? They used to have battle royale. Remember those
Yes.
free for all? They still have those?
I don't know. I haven't heard of any going on, but they
Dude, that
might
would be
be.
awesome if Mr. Beast makes a freaking Jiu-Jitsu battle royale, dude, for $1 million.
Can
A
you
whole week,
imagine? Oh my
just a
gosh.
whole week, just people at random just jump on you
Oh my god. How
because
big of a group it would be. Oh my.
yeah, dude, it'd be crazy. It'd be awesome though.
Yeah.
Because you had the tag team version, you had the armor. But that's I don't think that's Jiu-Jitsu. That's just like just people whacking each other
Yeah.
with shit like swords and shit like
Yeah.
that. Um, how about the one that I sent you a video? It looked like a I was saying like parkour jujitsu. They're like rolling on the couch,
Oh,
outside the mat,
yeah.
all over the room.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know. That was absolutely chaos. I mean, into the crowd, on desks, like they were just going.
Yeah.
I mean,
How do you referee then?
I don't think you do. I think you just watch for a tap.
Uh, That's all they do at the point because usually the referee trying to make sure that the athletes they're safe and they don't get hurt
They're not.
or somebody
Just
doesn't hurt the
accept
other
that.
one. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
All they consider because kind of like making like a transition because pro wrestling was like they had like different matches like that.
Mhm.
Some of the tag team version, the battle royale version.
Oh, we're gonna have scripted jujitsu now?
No, no, no scripted, but first like hardcore, like a
Yeah, yeah.
hardcore matches. This is like a off the mat that they go
Mhm.
like roll everywhere. But ADCC used to do for the longest because people used to roll out of the mat and they
True.
just kept going. You see people rolling under the table and then, fuck man, get a tap yet? They were
Yeah.
just going to the bleachers and just keep going.
Yep.
So one day like they do something like that.
Yep. It'll be
But
I
what's
don't
the point of having mats at that point? Is that right?
know. Ooh. Yeah. Uh like crush some glass, put it out there or something. I don't know.
Put some tabs, you know those like thumbtacks on the
Oh my
ground.
god. Woo.
No shit, fuck that. Legos, straight up Legos. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, that is
uh,
not for me.
dude,
I
like,
feel like you
dude,
can't come out of that without being injured in some way.
yeah, dude. Have you ever tried to roll and you hit your elbow on the concrete and your elbow's just fucked up?
Yeah. It hurts for so long.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's yeah. I don't understand. Like guys that can do that, how are they training? Like, do you just go get injured, take your time off, or you just training through injuries that are just brutal?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Well, speaking of training, that remind me of my supervisor where I work at. She goes to a jiu-jitsu gym down over there in where she lives, like down on the south Salisbury. And one of the guys at the gym, he was just participating in the what is that like car jiu-jitsu
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
So he was getting ready for a match, and him and another guy were in a car, and they were practicing that, trying to go against each other,
Oh my
and
God.
people were trying to call the cops on them because they were doing the parking lot. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, no, I'm practicing. I have a match coming up,
No, no, guys, it's just it's fine. Don't worry. I'm just wrapping this seatbelt around this guy's neck for,
dude.
fun.
Yeah, guys, she was telling me about it. They were doing that. They're in the parking lot just for practices. Like,
Oh
how do
my
you
God.
practice that?
Yeah. Let me tell you, the seatbelt grip is a totally different meaning in that scenario.
Oh yeah, dude. You want to make it more interesting? Do it in the garage and turn the car on. How about that? See who's really gonna win. Well, somebody's going to sleep in there.
Carbon monoxide poisoning. There we go.
Oh yeah, dude. That's how the Nazi used to do it. That's how they train. Just against each other. Damn, too far. Sorry, sorry, Bryce Mitchell.
My God.
Took Bryce Mitchell bad. But yeah, like it's one of those matches. How do you train for them? Well, go break into a crack house and roll with somebody.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I don't know. Go to bars, get in fights. I'm not sure.
But it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
You saw Craig Jones talking about the format of CJI, how the athletes are gonna come out.
I actually don't think I did.
He talks it's gonna be kind of like a battle royale version.
Okay.
So you had your team of quintet. So it's not like usually a quintet. You have all the athletes on the side of the mat. Well, this time they have a like they have the first two going, and then they have like a period of time of who's gonna come next. So the coach is gonna pick there on the spot, and then I think like a 10-second countdown, and then another athlete is gonna come in. It's like a
Uh,
surprise.
wow. Okay.
That's that's the thing about doing the
That's
format for
cool.
CGI too.
Yeah. So is that after a submission? Okay.
So not
Wow.
all the athletes are gonna be there, so you don't know who's gonna go be next. So for example,
Okay.
Dan Harrell have to pick the next athlete,
Right.
let it know, and then you got 10 seconds to come in the new athlete.
Hey, that's really cool. I mean, yeah, that's gonna be super exciting to watch. When is this? Do you know? Have they schedule it?
I think it's August.
August.
Let me
Okay.
look it up.
August
That's what it
30th.
says in the citation. CGI too. August 30th and 30th.
That's what I'm seeing.
You see that they were asking like why doesn't he have a bracket?
Why doesn't he?
Yeah, because they were complaining about that because he talked about they were going to have a bracket for girls
Mhm.
as well. Especially they brought Fionn Davis versus Mackenzie Dern in the last CJI. Like, what does he have a girls bracket? Because they have different brackets
Mhm.
in there.
That is interesting. I mean, there's plenty of girls, so
Mm-hmm. But he's joking around that he will put $1,000 prize for it, and he'll put in the company card for the winner of the women's bracket. Pay equality.
oh my
Damn it,
god,
Craig.
oh my god.
The ultimate troll.
Yeah, he is. No lie. Hmm. Who gets
Oh,
Gabby
but
on their team?
yeah, she's gonna be a team captain. I mean, that'd be interesting. Who are the other? Has he announced the other super fights? I haven't keep up with it recently. Because the main one, the super fight, is gonna be him versus Gable Stevenson. The
Okay,
super
yeah,
fight.
yeah. Is that confirmed?
Yeah, that's what I say.
Okay,
This happening because he's doing the same promo like he was doing for Gabby
yeah.
match. They started the same thing with Gable.
Okay. Interesting. Are they doing are they doing many super fights? I wonder.
I'm not sure because it's gonna be quintet this time,
Right.
but also you have to fill up time because it's gonna be 2 days for resting time for teams.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, but last time they had their brackets, but they also had a few super fights. I thought,
Mm-hmm.
or was it just Craig Jones, Abby, and then Fiona and Kenzie Dern? Wasn't there more?
That's the only thing I can remember.
Okay.
Super super fights, and then the brackets,
Yeah.
two brackets. Because I also take consideration how long a quintet will take. A regular match was 3 rounds, but how long will a quintet take? Each of those duels. Because some matches, because some will go faster than the other. One team will beat the other one faster,
Right.
but the other one might go like all of them to decision.
I mean, in reality, they have the same complications in regular brackets. I mean, you could have a whole bunch of subs, or you could have, you know, decisions all the way.
Yeah, but I was just wondering how much time will it take
Yeah.
for him like to have to get super fights.
Yeah. I don't know.
It would be ideal if one of the teams they get eliminated and they need time to fill up for the broadcast time to have two athletes of the same weight class that they didn't face each other during the quintet to against each other as a super fight.
That's true. I'm sure a lot of people would be down for that.
Yeah. Because they'd be down if they went down to watch jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Two good athletes there would be willing to go and scrap. It was do you see the new heavyweight? I don't know if we talked about the last episode about the heavyweight Pena versus Luke Griffith for the heavyweight title who's number one.
Right. Yes, yes, yes. I do remember that.
I wonder what they bring Nikki Rod.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe because they've already seen that match.
Him versus Luke Griffith?
He's had a match against Penna, correct?
Yeah, but no, Luke Griffith, I can't remember.
True. Yeah, I don't.
Because he beat was it Kenya Duarte? He's $1 million man. His last match that he lost was in February. Well, that was in overtime in the armbar. I was wondering what they didn't get him for that match. What was number one? And what's that one? That one is in
Oh, that's coming right up.
yeah. What's number one? Because that's the one same one that Mika. He said that Mika got out. But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't get Nikki Rod.
That's yeah. That yeah. No, you're absolutely right on that. That is a little surprising.
We can talk about other stuff too, like matches coming up. Let's talk about UFC 316. The Machine, Marab versus Sean O'Malley, the rematch. I think it will go this time, like in the fight between those two.
I feel like Marab's gonna take it.
I don't know what he said about him. He just have a gas tank,
Right.
like a crazy gas tank. He's 34 years old, but his gas tank is non-stop.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's true. I feel like he's just a crazy dude in general. I feel like I don't know. I don't know if it's a mentality thing, but I feel like he's in the same kind of category. I think as the guy, sheepdog response guy.
Tim Kennedy.
Tim Kennedy. Yeah, I kind of put him in the same category. Just like a little bit crazy and just crazy gas tank, I would imagine. You know what I mean? Just
He's
keep
like
going.
nonstop.
Yeah.
That's what one of the commentators on the analyst usually does striking. He talks about Sean O'Malley is good with his striking, his timing, and maybe all like footwork and being, but it's hard to hit a butterfly in a windstorm.
Yes.
So he's never in the same position twice. It's hard to like Dean Thomas, that's his name. He like it's hard to hit Marab. And whenever you try to hit him or kick him, he's
Yeah.
taking you down.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing.
And
He's just
takedowns
got
takes a lot of energy. In this, he has enormous amount of energy.
Yep. He's a overwhelming force in that one.
Yeah, and also the longer the match goes, the higher the tempo that he goes.
Yep. Yeah. That's a hard one to beat. Yeah, I feel like one of the only ways to combat that is with wrestling. You know what I mean? Wrestling and jiu-jitsu, because then you can clench and then you can keep him in one spot long enough to do something.
Yeah, but also he's a
Striking, yeah.
Georgian wrestler.
Well, yeah, that
I love
100%.
that too.
Yeah.
What's his name? You know how good Russians are with wrestling? Joe Romero said every time he ever saw a Georgian versus a Russian, Georgians always win.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how good their wrestling is. They're built different too. You saw him versus Nurmagomedov. He like made him quit, but they said that he broke his hand. Nurmagomedov broke his hand early on the fight,
Okay.
so he was struggling. But also, Sean O'Malley was coming into the match with a torn labrum for the UFC Noche. So if you have a healthy Sean O'Malley, might have a chance, but
Yeah.
because Sean O'Malley has a pretty good ground
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I watched him compete in a jiu-jitsu competition one time. It was like a invitational type thing, I think. I don't remember what it was though. But yeah, he definitely is no joke on the ground. Yeah. Competition for that kind of a wrestler? I I don't think so.
Because that's always jiu-jitsu too. Strikes were not involved.
Right. Yep.
There's another layer they have to cover.
Hmm.
Because he's trying to control the posture, but they're hammering, dropping hams on you.
Yeah.
It's a different game.
Yeah. Actually, I'm curious who's beat Marab before? The grappling. Let's see if FC. Okay. Was he under Ricky Simon?
Mm-hmm. He was 0-2 coming to the UFC. He lost a split decision against Frankie Saenz, his first UFC fight. His second fight, he got submission in the guillotine. It's a technical submission.
Hmm.
And since then, he went on a tear.
Dang. Sambo World Championships, he has a loss. And then a grappling. Fury Pro Grappling too. But MMA, he's been just dominating. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he beat John Dodson, Mar Moraes, Jose Aldo, Peter Yan, Henry Cejudo, Sean O'Malley, Umar Nurmagomedov in that streak that he has.
Yeah. That is a hell of a lineup. Those are not
Mm-hmm.
jokes.
No,
One
they're like
after
people
another.
that are like upper echelon of the
Yeah.
division.
Yeah.
Oh, now that talking about first match, do you see that the UFC is like have like a collaboration with Tops? They do like a trading cards that like the fighters that have a debut in the UFC, they're gonna have a patch on their jacket for the first debut match.
Really?
They're gonna turn into selling trading cards eventually. Those
Yep.
patches.
That it's not to me not a surprising move, and it seems like a good move. Really, I can't remember. I feel like I've had the conversation before with somebody about why haven't they done that already, but
Yeah,
it makes
because
sense.
remember was it last year or the year before that? The NFT was a big thing. And now what is the call? NFT tokens, like no fundable tokens on them. The people just
Right.
make them,
Right.
so they just sell them for a crazy amount of money. But like, I mean, like those badges, like that'd be pretty cool. And like the jacket that have the first fight for certain fighters.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's to me a very understandable collectible item.
Dude,
Yeah.
imagine you had CM Punk's first debut match.
Right, right.
The GOAT, CM Punk. Like I came out of all the times the UFC has like different athletes. I think that's the one that has finessed the UFC more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like pro wrestler, never have any experience in mixed martial arts before. He took some time off to train to work up to get good MMA. He was training at a good gym, Duke Rufus, which he has two champions in there. Well, at the time he had three world champions, two in the UFC and one in Bellator, and one championship, which is Ben Askren. He had Tyron Woodley and Anthony Pettis. That's what he was training out of. But when he came to UFC, he didn't show like no grappling. He always again Mickey Gall, which is what I think was a purple belt at the time. That's Ragdoll, CM Punk.
Yeah. Mickey Gall 0-0. Mike Jackson overturned 0-1.
Mhm.
Dang. Yeah. Did it give his winnings? I wonder how much he made.
CM Punk.
Yeah.
There's no telling how much he was getting paid.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, that's good. That would be a collectible item in and of itself.
Yeah,
Probably the worst UFC fighter known.
like dude, he can punch his way out of a paper bag. That's
Yeah.
totally what he was. I mean, you have other ones that were like pretty good in a different sport. For example, who was the boxer? James Irvin. He went against Randy Couture. Randy Couture just do a low single and submit him a rear naked choke. But he was like a heavyweight champion in boxing. He was good in his own sport. Um, what's it? Gokhan Saki was another one's a kickboxing guy. He's a middleweight. But whenever he come to UFC, he was getting beat in the UFC. But those like they're proven fighters that are like good in their other sport, and they made the transfer to UFC. Things didn't work out, but
Yeah.
at least they have some sort of technique that they had before in martial arts. But CM Punk had nothing.
Foundation. It says its foundation style is Jiu-Jitsu, but
Yeah. But I don't think he was even a blue belt at the time.
so
This
what's that?
they said that the reason they were trying to justify him was because they had a pro wrestler that came before him was Brock Lesnar. But Brock Lesnar was a All American. He was a national champion in college wrestling. And he's a heavyweight, which is like he was huge for a heavyweight,
Yeah.
but really athletic.
Yeah.
His background was wrestling.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, to me that one makes sense.
But once he left the UFC, that's what trying to design CM Punk, see if he able to do the same. But to track as many people because Brock Lesnar was big back in the day.
True. Yep. I mean, yeah. And I wonder if they're trying to like bridge the fan base a little bit.
Well, they're in the same company, I think,
Okay.
entertainment company.
Yeah.
Be in the UFC because remember Dana White was with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon doing some collaboration events together.
Do you have any idea? So career disclosed earnings for CM Punk are 500,000. Do you think that's UFC? Because that's all that's shown in Tapology, but that's what Tapology is saying is his disclosed earnings.
Wow.
I just happen to have Marab over here. His disclosed earnings 404,000
And that's as champion.
with a lot
And how
of
many?
fights,
Yeah. CM Punk only had two.
and he
I wonder
lost.
who his manager was.
I wonder.
He must have a good manager.
I would say, yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I also don't know what they're looking at as far as like money here, or where they're getting the figures from, but that's crazy. I think a guy that lost twice made 100,000 more than somebody who's a champion.
And for some reason, I want to say his match was a pay per view. He was the main card of a pay per view.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember well, but he was in a. I was like, why did they have him in a pay per view card, main card? Because it was a big promo for him. Yeah, so he wasn't young either. Whenever he came into the UFC,
Right.
he had a shoulder injury in 2015. I sidelined him. His first fight was 2016. His second one was 2018. UFC 203. Yeah, he was in the main card on that one.
Interesting.
That's his first fight.
Miocic versus Overeem.
Verdum versus Travis Brown. Oh shit! Remember that one? Verdum versus Travis Brown. Verdum, I think he had a broken foot. He went out there with a jump kick straight to Travis Brown because he make it look like he was a flying knee, and Travis Brown straight to the side, and he just did a side kick like boom there, and I just sat on his ass, and then Verdum was just doing striking. He was out striking Travis Brown. And I don't know if you know that Travis Brown's coach also Ronda Rousey's coach. And Jim, he was trying to talk shit to Verdum after that fight, and Verdum just fucking keep kicking him in the chest across the cage. You get the fuck out of here, bitch. Don't talk shit to me. Fuck you. I'm a heavyweight.
Funny.
It was hilarious trying to talk shit to Verdum, but then just keep kicking across the cage. But Verdum was on something. He was fucking up everybody that day. No matter who jumped in there, he was trying to get as many wins as possible in his record, including the coach. But let me remember him, that coach, on the Rossi coach. Move your head, move your head, move your head. Like boom, you're just getting fucked up by Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
Just like Frankenstein. But one of the guys he still coaches nowadays. He is a middleweight champion. He has a fight coming up out of that gym. I think he's in UFC 317 in the car. I think a fight that he's coming up. He was a teenager I think he was a teenager at the time when the Ronda Rousey was the champion. And he was one of her training partners
Okay.
at the time. I think he has 6 losses right now, but the first loss was against Derek Bronson. But he's Armenian as well. He's Armenian, but he's redhead. Where did I see him? So here. I lost him. He has a that's the only fighter that I know of that he's still in the UFC. That's in the like Glendale gym. I'm not sure if he's ranked nowadays. But back to 316. Another one's Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. I think that one's gonna go.
I hate to be one of the ones who like keeps jumping on the Kayla Harrison wagon, but she's a monster. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, she has I mean, she has a valid point, uh, Harrison, regarding Juliana Pena. Juliana Pena, her record is 13-5. That's 18-5. Kayla Harrison, her record is 18-1. But I don't think she has been fighting for that long. No, Kayla Harrison.
Okay.
She started fighting in 2016.
Really?
Yeah.
She's racked them up.
Yeah. No pun intended. But what's her name? She was in the Ultimate Fighter, Team Rossi versus Miji Satay in 2013. Then Pena. That's how long she's been fighting. But her MMA debut in professional was 2009. So she has 7 years difference, and she has as many matches. Harrison, she has a judo background.
Right. Yep. Which we've seen translate very well.
I don't know how she makes weight.
I don't know.
135.
I don't know. She's big. Yeah. She's very big.
And I gotta see what her weight. What's her weight class when she was in judo? 78 kilos. How many pounds is that in American? That was big kilograms.
And
In
71
American,
pounds with two, really.
yeah, that's a big 172 and 135 for a woman. It's a lot of weight.
That
Like
is.
hard to cut.
That is.
She does have a point. She has technically Kayla Harrison has not made 135 championship weight in the UFC. She had to be
Okay.
136. Whenever she had to fight previously, she had to make 135,
Yeah.
and she was draining herself.
That extra pound difference could be, yeah, significant. She'll have to cut her
Tipping
hair.
point.
I mean, yeah, if she had to, I feel like she could just cut her hair.
Yeah. Yeah, like Tracy Cortez, she did that.
Yeah.
Did somebody else do that too?
I
Or
wouldn't
just
be
her?
surprised. I mean, she's the only one I really remember, but I mean, I'd get a couple pounds off right there.
There was a guy that I know of, just a wrestler. In order to make weight, he took his teeth out.
My God. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not
About
that.
that life.
Nah. Oh my God. Oh, ooh, wow. Yeah, I don't need those for wrestling. Yeah.
No teeth. I don't have to worry about that. Old liquid.
After that, you just pop out your dentures and you're that much lighter.
You don't need mouth guard. It's
There's
all
nothing to
gum.
protect. My gosh.
That's a mania. You don't want to wrestle that guy.
No. Yeah. Clearly too devoted.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when to take my teeth out to make weight. But yeah, but also you have to take consideration Kayla does have a good team behind her. American Top Team. Yeah, according to War Industry, and Nunes is willing to come out of retirement to fight the winner of these two. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Would be.
Either way, it's gonna be interesting
Yeah.
because Juliana Pena, they're 1-1. And Kayla Harrison used to be Amanda Nunes training partner in American Top Team.
See that going well. Coming out of retirement to fight, have that match, that would be. I mean, yeah. Guess we'll find out. Just yeah, I have a hard time seeing it going any other way but to Harrison again.
Yeah, yeah, she's pretty dominant. I know her striking. Also, American Top Team, they have pretty good striking coaches as well.
Yeah.
Mike Brown, that's their coach. It's pretty good. He's a good. He reminds me of a modern era of Greg Jackson. Like, he's like good strategist. I mean, he's the one that came up with the flying knee for Ben Askren with Master.
Okay. I mean,
Other ones like matches that are in the 316. One's gonna be a barn burner. I think it's gonna be Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. That's in the prelims. And then early prelims, Johnny Walker versus Asamat Marsakanov.
okay, yeah, yeah.
That
Johnny's,
was a wild guy, man.
huh?
Johnny Walker is a wild guy.
Well, yeah, yeah. No, his matches are usually pretty interesting, I will say.
Yeah. He trains out of McGregor's team. Kavanaugh. Yeah, that's
Oh,
what he trains out of. Oh, I found the guy. That's what I'm looking for. It's in the Usman versus. That's gonna be an interesting one too. Main event: Joaquin Buckley versus Usman. But the guy's name is Edmund Shabasian. I know you remember him. He's a middleweight. He's 14-5.
does he have the bad eye?
No, that's Russian. The one I'm talking about is the Armenian. He fights out of Glendale Gym, the Rousey's team.
Okay. I
But
guess
he's like, but he's in the fight. Petrosky. I can't remember the guy with the eye, the Russian eye.
yeah, I can't remember either.
Shavkov. I think we had he's from Kazakhstan. Shavkat Romanov. He's the Asian one. He's the intern champion. Magomedov. Sharabuddin Magomedov. That's his name. He's not a normal. He's just a Magomedov. But he's a Dagestani. Yeah, like Okay, so Kamaru Usman is coming back as well. 30 years old. His last match was against Hansa Chimaev. Was it? It's in 2023. He stepped in at 10 days notice to fight Hansa Chimaev because Hansa Chimaev was supposed to fight Paulo Costa. October 2023 was his last fight for Usman. He's going against Joaquin Buckley. Another guy that's like an in-betweener. He fought at 185, and also now he fights at 170.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He knocked out Wonder Boy. That's his last fight. He's the one that he got his leg caught during a kick, and he just did a spinning kick. Don't know you remember
Yeah.
him?
Yeah. 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 Mm.
That's him.
Okay.
That's who Usman is fighting next.
Okay.
Makes me wonder how Usman will do because he has bad knees. He's getting older. What his footwork is gonna be like? Like somebody that's explosive as like that. Will he be fast enough to get off the railroad tracks when the train is coming? That's a question.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Usman, isn't he on like a losing streak or something like that?
Yeah, he lost against Edwards twice. He lost against Hansa Shimaev. That's the last three. Him, Cejudo, and Easy were joking about that.
Yeah, I
Because
think I
Easy
saw
lost.
that.
Yeah, Easy lost his last one. He lost against twice against. No, he lost against The last one was against DDP, Draco Suplicy.
Yep.
Another one he lost, and then he lost against Strickland.
Right.
Also,
Two, I remember. What was the third one?
he got knocked out recently.
Oh, okay.
Just was wondering if he should continue fighting, considering that he came from a kickboxing background.
Right. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah, he's had a long fighting career.
Like his MMA record. He lost against Imavov in February this year. TKO. I mean, and also he lost 4 out of his last 5 matches.
Oof. Yeah.
He lost against Pereira, beat Pereira, then he lost the last 3. And 2 out of the last 3 has been finishes. Last one he got TKO, and the one before that one he got submitted.
To see him go.
Mm-hmm.
Really like watching him fight, but yeah.
And he's an entertainer too.
Yeah. He's 34, right? I think that's what we said last time.
He's 35. Yeah. He turned 36 in July.
Yeah, he's right at that age.
So for that fight, Usman versus Buckley, they have Rostam Majunas fighting Miranda Maverick.
Okay.
It feels like Rose has been fighting forever.
I agree. Yeah. It's been a long time. Although recently I don't remember her fighting much.
No. She's been fighting in the UFC since 2014. But she lost against Barca for the title. She was in the Ultimate Fighter.
Miranda Maverick. Ooh, it's a local.
Mm-hmm. Where's she train out of?
She's my age. That's funny. Norfolk, Virginia, U.S. Team House of Muay Thai. Summerzir, BJJ, Team Elevation. Team Elevation is right now.
In Denver? That's
Make you
what's the name?
think.
Brown.
It'd make you think.
Matt Brown has a team called Team Elevation in Denver. She has won a silver medal in brown belt lightweight division IBJF no gi in 2023. Not bad.
Dang. So I guess Rose is another one of the fighters that has been going a long time, but doesn't have that many fights. 14-7 right now, so 21.
She's in the same bus that McGregor threw that dolly in.
Was she really?
Yeah, she was traumatized by that. That's what she said. And then she felt like every time she was going to the US, something happened because that happened that one year. And then the next year, another year that she was fighting in New York, a guy drove through the crowd in a car in New York.
Right, yeah.
I was like, oh, Jesus. Yeah. But she beat Samuel Lee twice. She's the current champion. And for some reason, Carla Esparza is her Achilles. She lost twice against her. Then she has won once since then. So she lost against Esparza. She came back against Fiora. She lost a decision. Then she lost a decision against Erin Blankfield. She won against Tracy Cortez. And she has this one. But also, I feel like whenever you do the change from championship rounds to 3 rounds, it feels you get used to like certain like pace that you like before you know the match is over. For example, fight to win, it felt like it was really, really fast.
Yeah, that's true. I felt the same.
You have to have a more sense of urgency when you only have 3 rounds, which feels like it was that way because how many championship fights she has right before that? She had two Sam Wei Lee. She had Jessica Andrade. That's 5 rounds. She fought her twice. 2019. But before that, any other one that wasn't was a 3 round, how far back they had to go? I think that was 17 for 5 years. I think it was on a that you used to fighting for 5 rounds. I think Joseph Porter talks about that whenever he had to fight Gaethje or Chandler, because he used to fight in 5 rounds and he had to go in 3 rounds. Because if you lose the first round, it weighs a lot more than losing 1 round, 5 rounds.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Changes the strategy quite a bit.
So that's something like some people don't take in consideration, making the jump from 5 rounds to 3 rounds. Because that's all the challenge the other way around. Because it feels like, oh, you're going 5 rounds like this, it's gonna be you get used to fighting 5 rounds. But when you go back the other way, you also there's a acclamation as well.
Of a strategic change than a physical one, but although it might be more physical because it's more of a sprint. You have to be able
This is
to.
different. It's different muscle they have
Right.
to build
Right.
between sprinters and cross country runner.
Yeah, you got to be able to use the short bursts, quick bursts instead of longer, drawn out.
And pacing yourself. Well, there was a you watch was it Friday? There was an event that the UFC did for Fight Pass. Pat Downey 3 versus Chris Wyman. They went against each other.
Okay.
It's a rolling competition. And Wyman lost that one. I mean, who else was in that one as well?
Just rolling.
Hmm?
What did you say the event was?
It was a UFC Fight Pass. It was a Jiu-Jitsu event.
Okay.
I just remember about that.
I didn't hear a thing about it. That's crazy.
I think Pat Downey was going Wayne versus Chris Wyman. Oh shit. FPI May 29 this week. Do you have Fight Pass?
So
Fionn Davis is going against Adele for Ariana.
okay.
William Tacken versus Achilles Rocha. There's another card. I mean, that's coming up. Damn it. I just lost it. Trying to look for the results.
This must be part of the large chunk of money that UFC was planning on investing into jiu-jitsu. Be at least ramping up to that, if not part of it.
There's also Musumeshi's in, right? Do you think one dropped the ball
Musumeci?
by letting Musumeshi go?
It's hard to say. Yeah, in some ways, sure, probably. Um, he was a dominant champion, but I don't know. Maybe they wanted to open that up again to other people. It's hard to
Also,
say.
it might be a Musumeshi thing too because he was living over there too.
Right.
His family's over here.
That's true. I think his girlfriend is here too now, so might even be another. Yeah, true. That could very well could be, and I'm sure the UFC offered him a good chunk of.
But also, that's the instance of Misha Tate. She was living over there too. Whenever she was like a vice president for one, she's living over there with her kids.
Yeah, that's quite a commitment to be that far away from home.
In Singapore. So I can think of for today. First matches coming up 16. There's one this weekend, Macy Barber versus Erin Blackfield. She's the one that beat Rose Namajunas
Yes,
here.
that's right. I don't picture that going well for Macy Barber in that case. Just thinking about that, because I don't know. I feel like Macy Barber does not have the killer instinct, the finishing ability that some of these other girls do.
Mm-hmm. Well, she finished Amanda Ribas KO.
Yeah,
It's
it's hard to
mostly the
say.
decision that she has.
What, say what? Say what?
Most of Macy Barber's matches have been decision. Or that one for Amanda Ribas.
I did not know she beat Roxanne. Oh, Roxanne beat her. Never mind. She beat Miranda. Interesting. She lost to Electra Grasso.
And take consideration, Erin, she is a Hensel. Also, down her death squad, Silver Fox BJJ, black belt. She's a black belt under the Silver Fox.
Yeah. So not someone you want to get on the ground with at all.
Yeah. Also, she's an ABI champion as well.
That's an accolade in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Erin Blanchfield, cold-blooded.
Yeah. From New Jersey, she beat Jessica Andrade. Submitted Jessica Andrade.
She's so 11 fights since 2019, and she's lost one. So
She's on a mission. It was a split decision that she lost.
yep. So
This is a close one.
yeah.
Cold blooded Erin.
No. She lost one unanimous. Okay, yeah. Yeah, since 2019, she's been on a pretty solid streak. She lost against Manon
Frio?
Frio, and that was a unanimous decision,
I want to see her on the ground
right?
this weekend.
Yeah, that would be exciting. Fun to watch.
Gambron is this weekend as well in the car. Evelyn Vieira is in the car as well. She just fought for the title recently, right? Versus, well, no, she fought Kayla Harrison recently, but also she fought for the title against Raquel Pennington.
Okay.
She lost against Harrison on the ground. She said she's a pretty good grappler as well, but this Kayla Harrison grappling.
It's a different thing when you start out getting thrown.
Yeah, by judo. It's hard to get you gore in whenever your legs are flapping in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to that one, the main card. Barber versus Erin.
Yeah. No, that'll be.
Let's see if it's early. Is it an early
Main card starts at
card?
9 p.m.
As long as it doesn't have something weird playing, it's good.
Yeah.
The pillow fighting competition or some shit like that. Because sometimes that's how I find out like they have that because they have moved the card like to ESPN News because the girls softball team is going on for too long in the regular ESPN or like some other sport. They have a cornhole tournament overtime. The one that dance had to go take a piss break for the cornhole tournament. The match is going over. But yeah, looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that would be really fun to see. I had no idea she was that kind of a grappler.
I remember that Fox brought her up a lot whenever like she has matches coming up. I mean, she was part of the death squad as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And he used to train the Blue Ace man, Renzo. Renzo Gracie.
that is crazy.
This is a lot.
Yeah, it does.
This is all I have for tonight. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Go ahead and close us. Try to read the text. There you go. Thank you for listening again to Man Matters podcast. Name myself. You like to listen, make sure you share, subscribe, etc., etc. Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. So next time, thank you very much.